Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, we are continuing our ongoing coverage of the situation ongoing between Taiwan and the People's Republic of China. And now we are getting a better idea of what the communist Chinese are now going to do in response to Nancy Pelosi having a visit to the fully independent nation state of Taiwan. And what we're seeing now is more or less is a temper tantrum being thrown by the People's Republic of China. They simply do not have the military capacity, again, the amphibious invasion capability to launch an operation against Taiwan. So, and this has been going on for some time in terms of showing what capabilities the Chinese have, and this will, and it, as usually has been the case, is the launching of various ballistic missiles. In this case, they've launched some ballistic missiles, possibly over Taiwan, impacting someplace to the east of Taiwan in this direction. They also fired some rather large multiple launch rocket systems into the Taiwan Straits, and then obviously to the north of Taiwan as well. We haven't seen any major incursions with Chi-Com aircraft. We did see around the Pelosi visit approximately 20 Chinese warplanes enter the air defense identification zone to the west and southwest of Taiwan. But really nothing big in that department. It's really what we anticipated that the Chinese would do. In conjunction to that, they also limited some of the snack food importations by Taiwan to the People's Republic of China as well. So it could impact some snack food industry in Taiwan, but I'm sure here in the United States we'll gobble that excess up very quickly. So no worries there. But again, the Chinese just really don't have the capacity to do what they want to do against Taiwan. That's not to say they won't have that capability sometime after 2030, going into 2035. I know there were some talking Pentagon heads is saying that by 2025, 2026, the Chinese may be able to launch a military operation against Taiwan. Here at MFAN, I don't really agree with that assessment. And again, and that is largely going to be contingent on the continued increase of the Chi-Com amphibious warfare capability. Again, you're gonna need to the Chinese would have to mount the largest amphibious invasion in history to occupy the main island of Taiwan. Obviously, they could launch an operation on the near islands, absolutely, and probably could be relatively successful, maybe against Kinmen here. Obviously, very close to China, but ultimately, I do believe the Chinese would incur quite a few casualties in just taking this island. And I do believe it would be a test run to see how the Chinese would do, how their military would do, really in conflict, because it hasn't been tested in the modern age. I wonder what their true ability is in the operational art, logistically, and their competency engaging in battle as well. We just don't know what that looks like. I do know the Taiwan Air Force is an incredibly competent Air Force that now has a better F-16 than most of the F-16s in the U.S. Air Force with that F-16 Viper upgrade that they are doing, and now the purchase of additional F-16 Vipers as well. They also obviously they have the Patriot, they have the PAC-2, the PAC-3, and a host of other systems to include their own domestically produced system with a very, very effective surface-launched anti-ship missile system that has proven to be a very, very effective system in terms of hitting targets, and in some cases accidentally hitting targets as well. So we know Taiwan has deployed it, and obviously the Chinese are inherently concerned with it as well. But again, just a temper tantrum from the Chinese about the ice cream lady visiting Taiwan, and that is pretty much all we'll see at this point. I think it's just too much at risk economically for China to conduct a military operation against Taiwan at this point, and then two, the idea that it would be successful is incredibly remote, and in all probability, at least I believe, it would not be successful at this point. Again, 2030 to 35, we will clearly reassess the situation, and at the same time, Taiwan will have increased its capacity as well to defend itself. But Taiwan definitely needs to do more in terms of its ability to defend the island. I believe it's starting to do that now, and the Taiwanese will soon have the HIMARS, as do the Ukrainians, and we're seeing that being relatively successful in Ukraine. And obviously, once once Taiwan gets their hands on that system, among other systems as well, the Taiwan is getting access to systems that Ukraine simply can't get a hold of right now, but again, the big component is Taiwan has a very, very good air force that even the Chinese I think are pausing to consider if it has the ability to engage the Taiwan Air Force in the air. But we'll have to see how that works out if there's conflict actually starts. But I don't think it will. I don't think the Chinese are going to risk that sort of thing right now. But that's pretty much it for today. We'll continue to monitor the situation and bring you more information as it happens. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day.